This episode of Catch the Craze is brought to you by that was Tech the Gods. Go visit techthegods.com. And thank you to another sponsor. Story Comic is a podcast that focuses on the people behind the words. The host, Barney Smith, interviews comic creators of all types and their works and tells stories about comics, comic-based stories, and all other forms of pro storytelling. We've been streaming our show online since late 2019, and it's been amazing to see how many people around the world have come to appreciate the value of hearing stories from people who are just as passionate about their work as we are. So, if you're a comic creator yourself, or know someone who is, or you just want to hear about your favorite comic book and how it's made, come check us out at storycomic.com. So, what's going on the House of Craze tonight? It's me flying the ship solo. George is off today, and we're going to have a guest on, Ray Felix, Bronx Heroes. He's going to be talking about his Kickstarter, what he learned from it, and what the future holds. So, without further ado, let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze Podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with Judy. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, Arelis? Que pasa? Welcome to the show, everybody. If you're watching us on other streaming platforms, say hello if you're out there. So in a few minutes, we're going to have Ray Felix on the show. And Ray Felix is an independent creator. He's also the founder of Bronx Heroes. He ran a Comic Con in the Bronx. He's been in the game. I mean, I've known him since I got in the game in 05. I think it was, might have been 03. I think it was 03 when we first produced Cosmic Wars. Man, just time goes by fast. Time goes by real fast, bro. It's crazy. So today's was a busy day. You know, we had the today's Friday. Today's Thursday. What is today? I don't. Today is September 29th. Is it a Thursday or Friday? I don't even know. Let's see. What is today? The 29th. Oh, it's Thursday. All right. So yes, it was a busy day. Today, George and I, we did the morning brew. And then I went online and I streamed I did duty as Franken's duty. It's Duty Stein. I call him Duty Stein. And then got some stuff done throughout the day, and then doing this. And then after this, I'm going to be on JD Rosario's Kickstarter launch party. So he wanted the Craze to come. George couldn't make it, but I got to represent for my peeps. And so I said, I'll be there to support my independent brothers. When you ask, I oblige. So I'm happy to do that. But so what's going on tonight? So you might see me do some back end stuff on Kickstarter because I think Ray, some of the things that he struggled with was actually populating his Kickstarter, and so you're going to see me walk him through how I populated mine. And so if you're new to Kickstarter, if you're planning on doing Kickstarter, you might want to watch and sit in through this. It's going to be an interesting conversation. And but you know, there's a lot going on right now. And hold on one second, I forgot to put that there. If you haven't done so already, and if you don't know, there's an Alien in My Toilet is on Kickstarter right now. And it's a triple threat. I mean, there's Duty's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu. There's Alien in My Toilet issue number 3, I Chihuahua. And then there's Duty's Adventures. And Duty's Adventures for kids 4 and up. And it's fun, it's amazing, and today I added a new bundle, a monster bundle. And so for all you monster fanatics out there, you're gonna love this bundle. I mean, you have 2 amazing prints. Duty at the roasting some marshmallows with a scarecrow behind him. You got Duty as the Grim Reaper. You get the Duty's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu comic book. You get the variant cover. Here's Duty, which is an homage to The Shining cover. And you get the monster sticker pack with the new edition is the werewolf Duty, and then you get a sketch book cover. It's the book is Duty's Monsters, but the sketch cover is by me. So it's going to be basically each sketch cover is going to be different. It's going to be Duty as a different monster. So you get all that, and that's a set $25 savings. So you get both issues plus a whole lot more. And if you're a big monster buff, this is great, and it's a great collector's item. So get them all. It's hot. It's fine. I just want to say thank you to the new 2 backers today. Appreciate you guys. And and if you back the campaign when we launched, Duty's Monsters were not available. It's available now, so you might want to come and add it to your basket. I'm just saying. But yeah, so we have 21 days left. We know the first week is done. We are 60 something percent. I think 67% to goal. This is the longest Duty's ever taken to get funded, and it was very. George predicted it was going to be funded in the first day. I don't know if I got the curse of the Medina, but then it just didn't happen. I was like, no more predictions from nobody. That's it. I'm just going to go and throw a quarter in the wishing well and keep it popping. But yeah, so get through these monsters. Get this in my toilet. It's fun. You're not going to miss it. And in a few weeks, I will be at the Dallas Fan Festival. So I hope to see you guys there. If you're in the Dallas area, I'll be there. It's a 3-day event. So I'll be there all 3 days. And I'll be in Artist Alley. I haven't got my table assigned. They sent me my booth assignment, and then they retracted the booth assignment. And now they're sending me all these different ads. I just want my booth assignment. That's it. Stop sending me all these other ads. I want my booth assignment. But I'll be at the Dallas Fan Festival. And then the week after, I'll be at Cowtown Comic Con. So I hope to see you guys there. And all the books will be available there too. So anybody who missed the Kickstarter, because it'll be ended by the time that launches. Let me see. Actually, wow, the event's still running. Might get some more backers. But yeah, so it'll be running there. That's gonna be fun. So I'm looking forward to it. I love Comic Cons. The Dallas Fan Expo was really good for me. And this is run by the same company. So I'm looking forward to that. The other one, the Alterner, was it Alterner? Forgot the name of the con. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Cowtown because there's a lot of locals that are going to be there that I met since I've been here. So I'm looking to just mix it up with everybody. I think Laurie Calcaterra is going to be there. I know that Paul Gomez is going to be there. And there was a few more. I think Mog Park is going to be there. It sounds like a fun show. It was actually Paul Gomez who actually put me onto it, and I met the promoter, and the promoter's been like reposting my stuff and tagging me on all the posts, and he's been really good. So I'm looking forward to that. In fact, the promoter's supposed to be on the show soon, and in fact, I wonder when he's going to be on the show. Let's see if I can pull that up, because I know they signed up for the show. Since I'm waiting for my boy to show up. Let's see my Calendly. You're moving. Where are you moving to? Yep. So next week, the promoter of Cowtown Comic Con is going to be on the show. So we're going to be talking to him about the event. So that's going to be fun. So where are you moving to? Man, you just moved. You just got here. Are you running from the IRS? What's going on? Man, I don't like moving. Oh, moving is a chore. Um, Congratulations. That's awesome. That is, you get a double yay.
Yay!
That is congratulations. That is, I mean, being a homeowner it provides this level of independence and this feeling of like, but being a homeowner also comes with a lot of responsibilities. I mean, I just had somebody because I have armadillo digging up my I got these patches of where I'm in front of my house. I guess it's with sod and trees, and they've been digging a big giant hole. So I had to have these people come in and check the foundation. And then I have to have animal company come and catch them and move them to another location. I didn't even know. All I saw is big holes everywhere. It looked like someone was throwing grenades on my lawn. And so we thought it was a skunk because we saw a skunk. And they came over. They go, "No, it's armadillo." I said, "How do you know it's armadillo? I didn't see any forensics tools. I didn't see you like take DNA swabs. How do you just like look at it and know it's an armadillo?" "We've been doing this a long time." I was like, all right, I hear you. Yeah, I know. Duty in the armadillos. It's crazy. I mean, between having to get a generator, for the storms, having to get all these things in the yard for the mosquitoes. I caught a tarantula the other day. She died, unfortunately. She was trying to come into the house. I think she was looking to die because I picked her up. I relocated her. I went to check on her. She passed. So I moved her to a quiet spot. Duty Dillos. Duty Dillos. Yeah, so I moved her to a quiet and she passed. And that's the first time I seen a tarantula like in person. Yeah, and so I felt bad for her, but I didn't hurt her. I just scooped her up in a big cup, and walked her over to the lawn. But then I don't know if she was trying to seek refuge from the sun. Yeah. Oh, it's all I know is I hear screams and I hear Samuel, and and I have to go and deal with it. And it's either a gecko, it's either a wasp, it's either a spider. It's always something. Gilly in the house. What's up? Yeah, so it's always something going on in the house with the insects. I finally got these rods. These orange rods, and then you put within like surrounding your perimeter in the yard, so it keeps the mosquitoes away from us. Finally, my wife, we had them all the time, but she put them on the fences away from where we sit. So of course they're gonna come flock to us, and so I moved them. When I found out what they were, I was like, "What are these orange devices?" And I read them. I said, "They should be over here, protect my skin." These mosquitoes on another level. But today was a beautiful day in Texas. The weather was gorgeous. My heart goes out to everybody in Florida. I'm hoping that you guys are all right. Apparently, there's been some fatalities of some people who did not heed the warning to evacuate. That's unfortunate, but it's horrible, and my heart goes out to everybody out there. Be safe. And yeah, so today the topic of the night is going to be Ray Felix and Kickstarter and what the future holds, and then we're going to do some tutorials. So I have my Kickstarter up, and I have the menu up. I'm on the admin section, and I'm going to basically you're going to see me on screen just walking through some of the things, showing Ray what to look for, how to add images, how to add text and links, and all that other stuff. So anybody out there looking to do a Kickstarter, again, this is great for you. Check it out. And so I mean, he should be logging in any second now. He said he was running a few minutes late, but if you missed the morning brew, we talked about manga cars. I said mangakas, but it's manga cars and manga artists. And it was a follow-up to the Craze and 10 or Less. If anybody's out there who watches the Craze and 10 or Less, it's a 10-minute show that I do where I basically showed their schedule versus my schedule. And we talked about the grind that they go through. And so we just followed up on that conversation this morning on the Morning Brew. If you missed it, go and check it out. The audio versions will be up in the morning. So if you like to listen to it on Spotify or iHeartRadio or Pandora, you'll be able to listen to it tomorrow. And tonight after this, 8:00, if you guys are out there, join me on JD Rosario's podcast. I don't even know what the title is, but I'll be on his launch party. So that'll be dope. And that's it. So right now I'm waiting for the books to ship to me, because what I did for the Kickstarter was I took out my own money, and because I wanted the proofs and I wanted copies and I wanted books for the Comic Cons. And so, not knowing what I was going to do with the Kickstarter, I don't ever want to assume the Kickstarter is going to do well. Because like right now, we're on our first week, we're not even funded, and that's a first for Duty. And so I don't know where it's going to end, but I do know that it has shows. So if the Kickstarter didn't do well, I still need to be able to recoup what I spent on everything at the conventions. So I'll be there with those books. So I think I printed like 100 copies of everything. So that's why when the campaign ends, everything starts getting shipped. I don't like to make anybody wait, so everything's just ready to go. But let me see what Mr. Felix is doing, because he should be in here right now. But in the meantime, if anybody who's new out there who doesn't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Disneyland in my toilet, I'm going to play this little promo for you. Welcome to the third installment of my all-ages, family-friendly comedy sci-fi series. For months, I've been working tirelessly, putting together not one, not two, but three amazing stories, all centered around this one amazing character, Duty, from Disneyland in my toilet. And I wanted to say thank you to all of the fans who supported us at the conventions and also on the Kickstarter, helping to make it so successful. Now we're back with book 3, and as always, we have amazing covers and an amazing story where Duty finally gets into a house and there are humans involved and a Chihuahua named Herman. And just in time for Halloween, I bring you Duty's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu. You're not going to want to miss this one. It's one wild ride. But I also have something for the little ones. This is an activity book, a story book filled with adventures. And at the end, your child can write their own story and create their own characters. So thank you for sticking around for the first 2 issues, and I hope you enjoyed this next series of books that I bring you. Your support, your investment means the world to me, and I can't do it without you. Have a great day. Enjoy reading. So while we're waiting for the infamous Mr. Felix, Aurelis, I'd like to ask you a question. How did the kids feel about it? Do they know about it? Have they seen it? Are they excited about the move? I should put on some mood music. Where's the brand? Let's get some music going. What's this? Let's lower this here. There you go. No. No. Kelly, what you've been up to? I'm waiting for this. Where is the guest of honor? I know. I mean, this guy is infamous. I mean, if you know Ray, he's infamous, right? He's gonna show up when he shows up. It's Ray's that guy. Ray is that guy. He'll be late to his own wedding. it's like, oh, was it today? I was in the handball court. Yeah, we've had Ray on many, many times. Them boys in the Bronx live by their own rule. I know. Speaking of the Bronx, let me get that music off. So we get this guy back in here.
How's it going?
Made it.
Yay!
What's up? You have that signature move every podcast that you go on. You always start with the pushback of the hair.
Really? Is that right?
Yes.
I just saw a little hair standing up. I was
Yeah,
like,
you got that kid and play action going on.
I can't dance as good as them though. Yeah.
No. What's up, buddy?
Oh my God, it's crazy. What isn't up? No, it's like yeah. Well, first I thought the show was yesterday, and it was today. You did say Thursday. I'm like, oh, what's today? What's today?
I know. I was like, I'm taking that bottle away.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't had a beer. Well, I had one in the summer, but before that beer in the summer, I think it was like around August, like after coming back from San Diego. I didn't have a beer for about 5 or 6 months, maybe even longer, almost a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I still drink whiskey, but.
Oh, nice. You must have had a lot to drink after San Diego, because I know you were not happy about that one.
Oh my God, no. You know what it is just the independent, the glory days of doing a con are truly gone. I mean,
It's different. It's a different world now.
it's different.
I think cosplay is dominating. They take over everything. I did this kids event in Denton, Texas, which I was excited that there were no cosplayers. And no offense to all you guys out there, but we know cosplayers don't come with wallets, and so they're not there to buy comics. They're there to get selfies and Instagram posts and likes.
It's about them. It's about them.
Yeah, but we're trying to make a living, and we're trying to get our books out there. So
Right.
you're messing with my stilo. So I was happy it was, because I had direct contact with the consumer. When you had a big event, it's hard because especially a celebrity driven event.
Right.
Meeting
Exactly.
with those people are there specifically for the celebrities. Then you got the people for the cosplayers. Then you got the collectors that are looking for those new things like sideshow collectibles and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Or the real fanboys that are looking for Tom McFarlane's signature or whoever it is signature. So so you got to get the residuals, right? And then you're competing with some mainstream independents that are signed to like Image and all that other stuff that they have their own fan base, or the new up and comers that popped off on crowdfunding and now so it's hard. It's not easy. Yeah, you compound it. I mean, it just gets so when you put all those books on your back, you're like this. You're like, oh my gosh, why am I doing this?
Right. Exactly. So I'm having a
midlife crisis.
a third midlife crisis. I'm like, what is the point of continuing this if it's not making any money? Like, and I just invested a lot of money for the Black Power project, which I'm actually wrote to Zoop. They've accepted it. So that's going to be the next thing that's up, since Punchline's Kickstarter was a death.
I told you didn't listen to me. I said there's nothing there. It was just an image. And so that's why I have my Kickstarter up. We're going to walk through that in a minute so I can show you how to actually populate the Kickstarter. But yeah, I think what happens is,
I had a video, but I guess
no, you have to have all of those fundamentals, because people need to know what they're pledging for, not just a graphic and a summary. And I think that's why I think if you would have had it populated, you would have done fine. You just didn't have the information, so it looks like a scam. And in a world where the scammers are everywhere, people are like, oh, I don't know, I'm not touching that one. I don't even know what I'm getting.
Hey, we raised $500.
I was like, and I felt bad. I was like, I don't understand what, where's the information? But we'll walk through that. And You know, it ain't easy. I mean, populating.
You know what it is? A lot of people have friends and family support them. I can tell you, um, my mother doesn't love me. It's like none of my family members. You know, I understand we're in a economic crisis. I don't expect people, especially you and I, like you and I, we're indie compatriots. I don't expect the compatriots but you know, you got your family. I got a big family. You know, my grandfather was married twice, never divorced. We have a lot of cousins. It's like
married twice, never divorced. That's awesome.
You know, it's great.
That is fantastic.
You know, we got a lot of relatives, a lot of cousins. Nobody, not one family member. I got a lot of family members on both sides.
They don't understand the game.
They don't understand.
They don't understand. They don't get the whole comic thing. They don't understand. See, to them, it's like, why I don't read comics. They not understand. It's not about the comic. It's about the support, right? And so, and I mean, I see the same thing in my family. I mean, they'll say it. They'll say, "Yo, tell me when it's up," and then you send them a link. Oh, I must have forgot, right? You know, it happens all the time. So I don't. So for me, I bypass them. I stopped. I don't even send them any information on it. So when they say, I said, I have this is my 8th campaign. You say that to me every time. I said, don't worry about it. I said, he's like, you have nothing to say when you're around me and you feel guilty. You don't need to feel guilty. I'm not imposing anything on you. Keep it moving. I appreciate it. Don't worry about it. For me, I'd rather find newbies that don't know me, that's read the book for the first time, and they say, you know what, I really like this. Where is this a series? When can I get another one? Blah. That's what I want. You know, the organic one, because the families they'll be there the one-offs, but they're not going to be there throughout the whole process.
And I would say that a lot of people, a lot of the ones that I did get were organic, you know, which I found interesting because 1,059 followers on Facebook. It's like, hello, if you donate $1 each, I'll make my thing. It's like,
yeah, no, it's those are I don't count that either. And that's the problem. And that's the problem with social media. You know, unless somehow you came up with a niche that created this mainstream buzz, doesn't matter. I mean, between all of my social media, and I have about 14 different social media handles, between all of them, I have about 10,000 combined, and I don't see them anywhere. You know, and so for me, that's why the conventions are important. For me, that's why doing appearances. Right now, I'm talking to schools. That's more important because I'm going to get to the community, and that's where real people are. And that's where I think, you know, that for me to survive in this game, I can't rely on social media.
Right. Exactly. Social media is it's important.
It's a tool.
It's a tool, but it's not the only game in town.
Right.
I just closed off the Batman show. I don't want to complain. It's great, but the postcard said September 1st to September 30th. The show didn't go up to the 9th because we had complications getting everything. And then the 30th is Saturday. So you should be able to see the show up until the 30th.
Right.
And then it goes down. They're like, oh, no. We need you to take this down early. It's like, what? So that's why I'm late, because I had to go and take down the show because they want to put up a new show. So I was like, wow, that's
yeah, that sucks.
I'm like, wait a second, we started late, now you're leaving early? What's going on? It's like
wow. Well, how was the turnout?
It was good. We had a very good turnout. The Parks Department actually came through. They have a new leadership. They were very good. They had a councilman gave out certificates to the participating artists and stuff. Some of them don't even know that they got them because I haven't given out. I actually forgot to pick up the ones that they misspelled. They took them back to correct them, and I forgot to get them while I was there today. But so we had mostly, you know, ours, like Trevor Von Eden. He couldn't make it, but we gave him a city council recognition from the Bronx and stuff. And Aletha E. Martinez was there. She got that. We got and Stephen Harris. He doesn't know because he wasn't there. But you know, people that donated the work that worked on Batman, different people, you know,
Right.
we try to, you know, Tom Siaka, who works for DC and Marvel. So we, you know, that was really nice that they put that together. I thought that was really nice the way they arranged that. I was just putting the show together. Athena Finger came, the granddaughter of Batman, co-creator Bill Finger came from Florida, came to visit. So her and her husband. So that was really cool too. So that was really, it was really nice. It was a really good turnout. We had 2 panels. We had Julian Village with his new book, Bill Finger, which is in French. It hasn't come out to America yet. So he came. They talked about the book. We had panels on former Batman artists, and it was great. It was good. I just wish it lasted the next 4 days, you know, because
Right.
you know, it took 9 days to get it together, and you know.
All right. So for anybody who doesn't know what it is you did and how you did it, can you walk us through the whole process and why you did it, and what was some of the things that you did to make it happen?
As far as the Kickstarter or
No, the event.
well, you know, I've been doing Bronx Heroes events for 13 years, I guess. Sheesh. Yeah. Since 2009, we started doing live events. You know, we used to do the conventions, like, you know, and just do books and whatever. But in 2009, we did a curated, my first show in the Bronx. That was called Dream Sequence. Then we had the Bronx Heroes Comic Convention. And then since then, we were always doing shows. The pandemic put the kibosh on that. It's been since 2019, we didn't do anything. So I want to get back into it. I saw I was trying to get in earlier when things started opening. I wanted to do stuff sooner, but people were just like, no, 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 no. You know, it's too dangerous to do this, do that. Finally, you know, heads change, hats change, people change. And I got some people that said yes. So we got, I was, you know, Batman was created in Poe Park. A lot of people still don't know that, in the Bronx, you know, and Edgar Allan Poe's cottage is there. That's his last living residence, was in the Bronx. A lot of people believe Baltimore because, you know, Baltimore is full of crap. But it's like, they like to take credit for, you know, because they kept his body, which was,
Right.
So anyway, so I wanted to like commemorate that. A few years ago, Athena Finger and Mike Tyler and Oberman and a bunch of people, I did a Batman show 2012 to bring attention to that Batman was created in the park. Then the Bill Finger sign came out with Athena Finger. Then Bill Finger got credit finally in Batman versus Superman for the first time as co-creator. And then I was talking to the Finger sisters about making that like a permanent thing. Like we should do this like every year. And
Right.
so during the lockdown, we were actually planning to do this. And then because of the openings and closings and back and forth, I just met the new person in charge the week before San Diego, went to San Diego, met up with Athena. We talked about it, about doing it, because she's forming the Bill Finger Foundation, which is going to be, they want to do more programming in the Bronx, community-based stuff, educational stuff, which is in the works. So I said, hey, there's no time like the present. Let's do this. So we did a team up, Bronx Heroes, Bill Finger Foundation. And
Nice.
Batman Day is going to be our first annual Batman Day.
Well, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, so every year now, from now and forever, as long as there's a, we're going to do Batman Day.
That's pretty dope. So let's talk about your Kickstarter for a bit. You know, I know that you know, it didn't do what it was supposed to do, but you know,
Yeah.
and
It's
now,
your fault too. But
yeah, and I know that there was some technical concerns. So I'm gonna pull mine up. I'm gonna go to my menu.
Let's see it.
So when you log on, you'll see this, and you see up here on the on the left hand. Well, you see my arrow is
Right.
so there's, you know, when you hit that menu, it's going to get to edit project,
Right.
And
Right.
so and when you go to the basics is the fundamental stuff, right? So in your basics, you can add your title up here,
Right.
right? And then you're gonna your subtitle, and then you're gonna your categories, your comics or whatever, and then you're gonna put your thumbnail in here, right? And then here, if you have a video, you can add the video here,
Mhm. Yeah.
and then you put the goal, the whole bit, right?
Right.
in the stories where it's important. So here, these are the tools. You see headline, bold, iconic. You have the links.
Yeah, I don't see that on my Mac. Do you use a Mac?
This is a Mac. I'm on a Mac right now.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't see that. What browser are you using?
I'm using
Safari or
I'm using Safari.
That is so weird. So, I usually use Google. But yeah, that thing that you're showing me there, that doesn't show up.
So what you want to do, so what it doesn't allow you to do is move your images around, right?
Right.
So you want to place the image where it's going to be. And then, so what I did was I put my logo in, and then I started writing the first summary here. So, and you can just start typing, right? So it's like, I'm just going to go, right? And I type in it, man, right? So, you just type away. And then you add your image. You have to have the about section. That's one of the things that Kickstarter always asks for. You have to add your story, and all these are graphics. And all of these, when you're doing it, you see how when I scroll down, this toolbar is still there, and all you do is going to go click on add image, and get the image from your thing, and it drops it in.
Very interesting. I'm gonna have to go to Safari and do that. That's weird.
Yeah. So, and that's basically what it does, and then you hit save at the end, and then your rewards. Okay, to continue.
And does those images go into the rewards section?
No. In the rewards section, no, you have to create the graphics for that. In the rewards section, you go new reward, and then you add all the details. So new reward, and you'll put the title, the price, the description, the shipping, all that other stuff, all that back end stuff. And hit cancel. But as far as the story goes, when you scroll down, like you got the about section, you have the story section, right? And you have to have page samples. People need to know exactly what they're going to be getting.
Yeah, I have the page samples in the video. That was
and then you have the rewards section, right? So and then you have the rewards. So it says, this is what people can expect. There's a cover B, there's a variant cover, there's the Duties Monsters, there's this. So I give them an insight into what to expect from the campaign. And then what I do, I start doing the tiers. So the digital download, I have the price there, boom, boom. So they can see the image when they go to the right-hand side to select. It makes it easier to correlate and correspond their shopping. So they know, what, I like this. I see this package. I want that. I want that. It's easy to connect the images to what's on the right-hand side, which is like if I go to view project. So, so when they're looking at it, they go back up here. I saw this one bundle, and then they go, oh, this must be it, because I title those tiers the same way it is here.
Right.
So that like the Here's Duty variant cover. That's how the graphic is titled on the bottom. So when I go down to that image right here, the variant cover, the Here's Duty variant cover. So they know exactly, oh, that's the one I'm looking for. Boom.
Got it.
And then if you're in there and you know how to do the add-ons, and you go to rewards, here's where you do your add-ons. So the add-ons is when they're ready to check out. They've added to they're getting ready to pay. It takes them to the next screen, and it gives them all these other options to add into their basket upon checkout.
Got it.
And you got to populate it the same way. Click new add-on. It's going to tell you to populate it the same exact way you did with the other one.
Some people told me that when they checked on the cell phone, they couldn't see any of the add-on stuff. And I was like, why is that? It's like
that's
only see the one page, the reward tiers.
Every time I back somebody, I've always backed on a PC. I never did it on a cell phone, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, when I backed you and your boys, it was cell phone, always cell phone. That's a toilet. That's a duty moment, It's like,
I know that you can't follow from the app. You have to go online. You have to go on a website to actually follow somebody's page.
Right.
But every time I've backed somebody, I've done it from my PC. Yeah. So basically, there's a format that you have to follow if you want eyes on it, and if you want Kickstarter to give you visibility. Because if you don't, like, I tell you right now, when I looked at yours, it looked just like a bunch of scammers that had Kickstarters that were looking for
really
500,000. All they had was a thumbnail. And
really?
It was crazy. I was like, "What is this?" And it just was like, "Damn." Yeah, it looked like a scam, and I'm like, these guys, and all they had was a graphic and a summary, and so and so people are programmed if there's not enough detail, and I don't know, especially that was your first,
Right.
you want to make sure. I think what a couple of things, it's promoted 3 months out before you launch. You want to build that momentum. You want to get the word out, especially being an independent, and then especially you actually tap into some subjects that are sensitive to people. So you want to make sure, right? So
Hey, how come I can't get the joke?
so you want to make sure you're cultivating an audience, and then try to get in as many podcasts as possible, because that's going to help you. Like for instance, issue 1 of There's Name My Toilet, I went on 30 podcasts, right? I was funded in the first day. Issue 2, I went on less. I went on 50% less podcasts, and I was funded in 4 days. This one, I went on none, and it's taking me forever to get funded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and I didn't want, because I'm doing that podcast circuit is exhausting.
It is.
They're all at different times of the day, different days of the week, and and then you have to adjust your schedule, and you're running around like a chicken without a head trying to get exposure, and it's a group tiring task undertaking.
It is. I was trying to get on this British podcast for independence called the Awesome Podcast, Comics Podcast. I've listened to them for years, and then they're funny. They're British guys. They curse like sailors. It's like and showed them some work on sent them messages, because I met some of them at New York Comic Con many years ago. They bought some of my books, and they were like, I was like, they interview people just like you doing podcasts, but mostly it's like the English independence. Once in a while they'll do an American. I was like pumping it. Hey, we're doing this book. Hey, we're doing this. We're doing this. And they're like, no, we're doing like, oh, this looks good. This looks really good, but no invitation. I was like, hey, I would like to promote this on your show. I was like,
Yeah. And it's one of those things you can't take it personal.
Because it's mostly Brits. That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's really right.
Yeah. So, and I know you said that you're at that crossroad right now where you're looking at the sign, go left, go right, or go straight, right? And in one breath you said you're not sure if you want to do this anymore, but in the other breath you said you're going to launch a Zoop. So where are you, and what's your position right now? And did you give yourself a time frame?
Well, the Zoop thing is for the Black Power, which is about to come together. It just needs 3 more pages colored, and then I'm going to letter it. That would take a week or 2. And then I'm going to launch that through Zoop. They just confirmed it yesterday. They said to offer the first 4 issues as well, which I was going to do anyway. That's the graphic novel, because it's issue number 5. I was almost tempted to call it another number 1, but I really hate that. Number 1 again. It's like that really annoys me. It's like, so it's like, how many number 1s the Avengers has? They have at least 20 or 30 number 1s. Like, it's like every few years now, every 4 to 5 years, they start the numbering system over. It's like, that's so irritating. It's like, I don't want to fall into that category. Get all the number 1s. It's like there was this guy years ago, this indie guy, Garan, that I did Comic-Con with. He had 5 issues of a book, but he didn't want to put 1 through 5. Okay, he did it through Diamond, and every single issue was number 1. I was like, what the So he had 5 different number 1s, different times, but they all continued from each other technically, but they're all number 1.
Right.
I was like, why you do that for? That's annoying. So he did 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So he did like 3 or 4 titles, and then it was like, no, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I was like, and then didn't see the book anymore, because I'm sure people said, how many number 1s? Technically, then 1 through 12, not 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then single issues that are number 1s.
Right. Are you planning on doing any events this year?
Yeah, we're doing Halloween weekend.
What?
Bronx Heroes is coming back. With the controversial Women in Comics Con. The ladies that
Shots fired. Go ahead.
Yeah, the ladies that had taken it over, they got busy. Life gets busy for everybody. Some of them are working on books, projects that they can't take time off from. Other ones, one of them got pregnant. Another lady started a new job. So I was like, well, you need to do this, And so I was like, I'll do it. It's like, I might get some flack for it. I didn't want to be the head face of it, but screw it. Fuck 'em if they don't get the job. It's like we can't please everybody, There's a lot of controversy. I wanted a female to be running it, to be the head of it. People have lives, Comic-Cons are, a dime a dozen. But I think it's for the Bronx community. It's important. I think it needs to be there. So we're doing two crazy things. We're doing a night con, which is called Night Con, which is going to be a Halloween after party convention. And we're doing a convention the day in the library. So one's going to be in the library, the main one in the daytime. And then we're going to have with panels and stuff. Then we're going to have the Halloween after party, which is going to be called Night Con. And we're going to have more separate vendors there for a night, I guess, the first ever New York nighttime Comic-Con.
That's dope.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and this is the first of many. I just thought, why don't they have cons at night? Why not? It's like for the adult crowd,
Yeah, I mean, everyone's always looking for after parties, but you got an event. I'll be tricky. You have an event at night. Who doesn't like to break night?
Right, exactly. So you're gonna have when I was younger, when I was a young strapping man, I did and in the late Melvin Yalagan, he turned me on to these clubs that did these. They weren't conventions, but they had like tabling and selling stuff.
Yeah.
As part of whatever event was happening.
Yeah.
And we did a few of those. We went to some vampire clubs. We did the bank. We did some like rubber type crazy stuff.
Yeah, Melvin was he was on the inside of the other world.
Right, exactly. It was those SM events. We did like 3 or 4 of those together. We did those Gothic clubs. There was a Gothic club in Queens that we did. There was a bunch of places we did. We actually went to a private Playboy party and did one there. That was nice too. So
wow.
So it just hit me. I was like, why no one's capitalized on this?
Right.
So the nightclub is going to be at Bronxlandia, which is a new space that's been open for about maybe a year. It's going to go under major renovations. So before they get renovated, they offered the space, donated the space. It's like, let's do it. Let's have a Halloween party, And so we're going to try to do a cosplayer Halloween type of thing, open to whoever wants to come. It's going to be charged. It's not going to be free. So the day con for the library, the community, that's free. This one's going to be like $10,
Yeah.
But, it's $10. You get to come in. It's a party. There's music. There's a DJ. You're dancing, So.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So what's the next 24 months look like for you?
I don't want to think about it. Taxes. It's like I'm going through a crossroads in my life right now. Money is tight because I'm actually trying to, help my mother with her retirement and stuff and support her. And so,
I hear you, brother. I've been we've been fortunate enough that we were living on residuals from the selling of our home in New Jersey, and it's just time for me to go back to work because the well has run dry.
Right.
And I said, it's going to be easy for me out here because my resume in retail is impeccable. I've done everything from regional with 140 locations I was responsible for to multi-unit to big box, luxury, off price. I've done it all, and can't get a licking out here, bro. Can't get a licking. So now I have to my sister-in-law hooked me up with a headhunter, and they're going to do the connecting for me because I've never applied. I've been fortunate enough that every job I've had was a referral or I was recruited. So here it's the first time because I don't know everybody. I'm applying and it's getting just thank you, but no thank you, thank you, but no thank you, thank you, but no. I was like, did you even look at my resume? I said, are you kidding me? And so I've been doing the freaking Uber Eats.
Right.
Yo, bro, and these people don't tip out here in Texas. I'm like, yo, I'm done with this. I was like, what do you mean? I just drove freaking 18 miles and you don't tip? Oh, yo.
I did Uber out here where I was for the first year that I lived here, just for a side hustle. And I was like, yeah, these people don't tip. It's really, and
No.
the price is cheaper here than in the city. Like if you're in New York City, you're getting prime rates,
Yes.
you know?
Yes, that's
You know.
why. Yeah, I was like, should I do my routes in downtown Dallas instead of up here? But I was like, yeah, I don't want to take that because then now you're thinking about buildings and corporations and having to park the car and go and find. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't want to do that. You know, so right now we just decided we're going with an executive recruitment firm, and they're going to do the connecting, and means that I won't be able to commit as much time like I am now to
Right.
what I'm doing. So that's why I've been trying to get everything done on the back end as much as possible, so
Right.
that way, at least even if I have to work at from like 10 o'clock at night to 2 in the morning, I can put in at least 4 hours a day into this. But things will have to change, So that's part of life.
Yeah, we're getting old.
Speak for yourself.
Retirement.
I know, yo, and I have to get an orthopedic chair, bro, because I sit down drawing. I never had these problems. When you start getting neck cramps from drawing, you gotta get your hamstrings start hurting from sitting for too long. I'm like,
Welcome to my world.
I was like, this is ridiculous. I was like, what the hell? And I'm not even moving. So now, so I'm forcing myself to work out. I run around with the dogs in the yard, 15, 20 minutes a day. We just play chase, trying to get the blood flowing and making sure I don't, because the other day my hamstring locked up and it was horrible. It was like, what the, but
Yeah.
so, so besides your own events, anything outside that you're doing that's not run by you?
I was debating on New York Comic Con. I got the pro pass, so I'll be there Thursday. I really wanted to do the show, but San Diego really put a dent in me. Like I'm in pain.
I know. I saw your post.
I can't go through that again.
That's a big expense, bro.
It is.
That ain't cheap, and people don't understand that. So if you take a loss, you feel it.
Right. And the flight, you want to know something? When the pandemic was still going on and things were just opening, they had the special edition show. I made more money at the special edition show, and it was still a loss.
Yeah, San Diego is one of those things. Unless you have a name, to make back what you spent, it's going to be a hard major undertaking.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You need a squad of you need interns that you're not paying. That's just going to go out there and bring people to the table, handing out postcards, driving traffic. Because when you're there, you're just one of many. It's tough.
I had Mark Texiera with me to help bring some traffic and stuff, but it didn't work out the way we planned it. He was there, but not for the full con. He had other priorities they had to take care of. Last minute stuff. Life happens, right? But I was like, oh, he'll come. We'll have some traffic. Have some booze, have a party, fight. Because we've done. We never had a table together before, but we used to hang out, and we always have fun. And we had fun, but it was like half the fun because he kind of missed half the show because he had other family commitments and stuff, which happens. Is like my wife says, hey, I need to come here, then I have to do that. So you have to respect those commitments that people have with their families.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that you can't be prepared for. And it's one of the things is one of the reasons why I'm okay doing conventions alone, because I don't have to be disappointed in the event that something happens. You know what I'm saying? So I already and I never leave the table. And it's like one of my biggest flaws is that I never get to enjoy the event that I'm at. I never leave the table.
Right. And that's what happened with me.
Yeah.
I wanted to I could have met Frank Miller and I missed that opportunity. I was stuck at the table and Bill Sinkovitz together.
The one time I was planning to leave the table was at the Fan Expo. when Kevin Smith was going to be there, because I wanted to go meet Kevin Smith. I wanted to give him a copy of Cast the Crazies, get his thoughts on it, get maybe a photo op. That was the only reason I was going to leave the table. Other than that, I've never really enjoyed. Whenever we did cons and I traveled with George and Anibal, those guys were always out there, going out there, checking it. I never left. And the only time I left is to the bathroom, because I always packed my lunch. I always had my food under the table. I don't know how to, because I always think like I'll miss an opportunity. I'll miss meeting somebody who's a connection that I can use down the road. All those things. I never wanted to be away.
Right.
And
that's exactly, we have a similar mindset. It must be like our
background.
Yeah, the Puerto like the work hard.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna go to New York Comic Con to make some connections. I'm not gonna have a table. I'm gonna promote the convention, the Women in Comics show. I'm gonna promote a lot of stuff. Whatever I have to promote. Just walking around. I was hoping to do it with a table and the banners and make some money on the side, but I've done New York Comic Con from 2008 to 2016 or 17, and I think I only made my table back once. Because I always got the expensive spots. I used to get 10 by 10 booths, and then
well, you're very Felix.
Right, and then I downgraded to the small press, which doesn't get as much traffic, So
I've only made back everything I spent once, and it was my last show before I left comics.
Right,
it was the San Diego Comic Con, and it was because I bought an ad in the program guide,
right,
a full page ad, and
that was a lot, right?
And I got interviewed on NBC, and I got interviewed on Good Morning San Diego. They brought me to their stations, and so people saw me in the news, flocked to the table. I sold out of my books. I was just doing commissions, and that was it. But that was, I said I'm just going to go all out for this one, and it worked. And that was the first time. I was like, it was what was that word? It was I can't know the word I'm looking for, but yes, it was ironic that I decided to leave comics. At a high, but it happens. Life takes its toll and its course on us, and we got to make tough decisions, even if we don't want to. It's part of being an adult.
And part of it's too, because I've been my real passion was animation for years and never really delved into it. Now I'm teaching it because I've known enough about it to teach it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I should get more into the commercial aspect of it, and so I've been trying to the last 2 years I've been basically relearning and the newer softwares, the newer programs. Back in the day, it was 3D was all the craze with the Maya and all that stuff. The 3D Max Pro and all this. Now I'm going 2D with Toon Boom, Storyboard, Storyboard Pro, and so I've been doing that for the last 2 years.
That's dope.
So I need to commit more to that, and I've been committing way too much time to my comic books. So, and I figured the way to wean myself off is like, okay, well, I'll do a storyboard for one of my comics as a film. I've been having a lot of vivid dreams lately, and I've been like thinking, oh wow, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Like I had a dream. I used to work in a comic book store in the Bronx, and I had this dream the other day that I was on a movie set, and the set looked just like the comic book store I worked in at age 15. And we're reviewing the storyboards, and all these actors are like some kids playing me and my buddy, and like this guy that we knew that died, and the owner who was like, and it felt like it was a real thing. Like, we're on set, we're looking at things, checking things off, talking to the sets, setting the lighting. And I was like, woke up, I was like, wow, that's what I should do. I should do an independent film. You have the Made in New York grants. Work on the storyboards on Storyboard Pro, write the script, pitch it, It was Wow Comics. I don't know, that might be before your time, Morellis. It was they were the Midtown Comics of the Bronx. They had 3 locations.
Wow.
They had Pelham Parkway, Bruckner Boulevard, and they had 233rd Street, which is the one I worked at.
That's awesome.
and
Yeah.
they were around for a long time. The guy was in construction,
Yeah.
and he had money, and he ran 3 stores until in the mid 90s when comic books died. That's when he died. And then like 94 or 96 is when he went kaput. But all throughout the 80s, he had like basically over a decade and a half of, comic book successes. I was there working in the stores when Superman died, and it's like when Robin died, all those big books that hit. You grew up on Bruckner, right? So on Bruckner Boulevard, it was closer to the Italian section, towards the northeast side. That's where he had his store there.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's all.
so
Yo, dude. So if you ever decide to do your Kickstarter again, all you have to do is we can do a private StreamYard, and you need me to walk you through. We can do that offline, so we can set it up.
Yeah.
And and I'm fine with that. But I loved having this conversation, but I have a date on JD Rosario's show to help him launch his Kickstarter. It's his Kickstarter party. So I'm helping another Latino out there. And, he said, yo, Sad, can you come down? I was like, of course.
Tell him
So,
I say hi.
yes. So I'm going on that show. So if anybody knows JD Rosario, join the show. His Kickstarter launches right now. Thank you, Ray, for coming on the show. You're welcome anytime. You have the link. All you have to do is hit that link.
Right.
And book yourself anytime, right? And so mi casa su casa, homie.
No, likewise. And a friend of mine's been trying to convince me to move to Texas. I'm like, no, right now. But
Just get ready for the heat and the bugs. Outside of that, bro. But thanks again, Ray, for being on the show. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Relish. Thank you, Gilly, for stopping by. Gil Rodriguez, and everybody else who's watching. Go check out Bronx Heroes. The link is in the summary. Your website. I wanted to talk about your website. We got to have you back on because your website is dope. It's
thank you.
fantastic. All right, so
I'm rebooting it right now. I'm working on new stuff. So yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
Take
So,
care. I said,
what?
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is Ray Felix of Bronx Heroes, and this is Sam the Crazy Man Vera. And we are out. It does not.
Crazy. Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. Say my name. Right? This is what you were thinking? Oh, he described me. He said, I'm the
What? Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on It's Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.
Candy girl.